Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, Shabbat Shalom. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, preach the word truthfully and sincerely, and Shalom to the Akim scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely, and Shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. We say Shalom to y'all out there. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Yep, this is Isaiah 14 and 1. Matter of fact, go to Isaiah 14 and 1. You get something, you got something. Oh, just keep checking. This is Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. All right? And we know the strangers is talking about the Israelite foreigners. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. All right, and who are our oppressors for black, Native American, and Latino people? All right, it's the so-called white man who brought us over here in slave ships, who brought us over to this system in captivity. All right, that's why I said he will set them in their own land because they've been brought to another land. Now go to Deuteronomy 28:68. Let's see what land we're in. All right, let's see the spirit of this place that we were brought to.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68, and it reads, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. This is spiritual Egypt. Continue.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt with ships. This is spiritual Egypt. Continue.
By the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen, for bondwoman, and no man shall buy you.
That's right. And that's what happened. And that word for buy means redeem you. All right? Nobody redeemed us. Nobody came to our rescue. All right? That's why the only Savior and the only power that we acknowledge is Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right? These so-called Edomites, when they did release us, guess what? You were still captives. We were still slaves. You still have to have an ID. They can still lock you up. You didn't have your own land. All right, now go to Revelation 11 and 8.
Serial killer? Let me out.
All right, because this place is referenced in the scriptures all throughout, from the beginning.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt.
What place is that?
Modern day Babylon.
Read it loud.
And I'm going to read it again. And their bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is called spiritually Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
That's right, because his image was crucified. His image was changed from a dark-skinned image to a so-called white man. The Lord's image was crucified. We know the Lord was crucified in Israel. Continue.
Verse 9 of Revelations 11 and 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nation shall their bodies 3 days and a half shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put into graves.
That's right, because here are people in a dead state of mind. All right? Thousands of years ago, we knew who we were. The so-called black, so-called Latino, so-called Native American people, we knew who we were. All right, but here we're in that dead state. Here our people are spiritually dead because they don't know who they are. They don't know who their power source is. Continue.
Verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. Verse 11, Revelations 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half...
So I can jump to Jeremiah 8 and 1. I'm going to get Ezekiel 37. talk about that, man. What are these guys talking about? The land of the dead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 8, verse 1. And at that time, saith the Lord, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah,
Right.
and the bones of his princes, and the bones of the priests, and the bones of the prophets.
So this is the valley of the dry bones that's mentioned in the Bible. Continue.
And the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, of their graves. Jeremiah 8 and 2. And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon, and all the hosts of heaven whom they have loathed, and whom they have loved, and whom they have served, and after him they have walked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped.
That's right.
They shall not be gathered, nor be buried. There shall be for doing upon the face of the earth.
That they should be for done upon the face of the earth. All right. Hey, basically, man, our people at the bottom from the time that we got here. We're at the very low end. All right, continue.
Jeremiah 8 and 3. And the death shall be chosen rather than life.
That's right.
But all the residue of them remain of this evil family.
That's right, because it's not a lifestyle here. This is a death style. Okay, abortion's a death style. Alternative lifestyles, all right, alphabet lifestyle is a death style. All right, there's nothing that comes out of that. 2 men cannot create a child. 2 women cannot create a child. It's a death style. Okay, the food that we eat, which is covered with processed chemicals, all right, genetically modified foods, everything here is a death style. Okay, started from the mind and then the body follows. Continue.
In which remain all of the places whither I have driven them, saith the Lord of hosts.
That's right.
Jeremiah 8 and 4. Moreover, thus say unto them, thus saith the Lord, shall they fall and not arise? Shall they turn away and not return? Verse 5. Why then is this people of Jerusalem sliding back by a persecution of backsliding? They hold fast deceit. They refuse to return.
They refuse to return. Right? They refuse to be quickened. Real quick, this is Psalms 119 and 40. Behold, I have longed after thy precepts. Quicken me in thy righteousness. Right? That's how you become living again, man. You become quickened. You become made alive. Right? You become spiritually enlightened. What does the scripture say? Become illuminated, Jacob. Continue reading on that.
Jeremiah 8 and 7. Yeah, Jeremiah 8 and 7. How do ye say we are arise, and the law of the Lord is with us? Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain.
But I jumped to Ezekiel 37. Because all this shit our people do is in vain. So let's go to Ezekiel 37 and go to verse 6. Matter of fact, go to verse 4.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 4.
In fact, start at the top.
Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 1, and it reads, and the hand of the Lord is upon me, and carry me out of the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which full of bones.
Full of bones.
Ezekiel 37 and 2, and caused me to pass them around about, and behold, there were many in the opening valley, and lo, they were very dry. Verse 3, Ezekiel 37 and 3, and it reads, and he say unto me, son of man, can these dry bones live? And I answered, Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, thou knowest.
Right. Is it talking about actual bones that are laying there? No, it's talking about people who are in a dead state. They don't have the flesh. They don't have a covering. They don't have the spirit that's on them. Until you read that.
Ezekiel 37:4. Again, he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the words of the Lord. Verse 5. Thus saith the Lord God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Al-Shai, unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
That's right. Real quick, this is Psalms 23:4. All right, this is that valley of those dry bones. This is the valley of the shadow of death. This is Psalms 23:2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. Right? Because we have a soul, but the Lord has restored us. We're quickened. We're made alive. He said, He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. That's where we're at. Right? A place where life is uncertain. Right? A place where you got all kind of judgments going out. That's why you see people get killed. That's why you see events, you see shootings, you see whatever happen. This is that valley of the shadow of death. All right, it says, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of my enemies, thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Till you read in that.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 6. And I will sue upon you, and will bring upon flesh upon you.
So like a quick side note, when a priest is brought in, you know, a king was brought in, they're anointed. Until you read that.
Ezekiel 37:6. And I will lay swools upon you, and will bring upon flesh upon you,
sinews upon you,
and cover you with skin, and put breath in you.
Put breath in you. Like, can you take a dead body and put breath back in the dead body? No. All right, so again, we know it's figurative. Continue.
And ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
And ye shall live.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 7. So I prophesied, I was commanded, as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And Ezekiel 37 and verse 8. And when
what did it say? Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, talking about your relatives. This is a house. All right, continue.
Ezekiel 37 and 8. And when I beheld, lo, the sins and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Verse 9. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind.
Prophesy unto the wind.
Son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord God, Yahweh thy power, come from the four winds of breath.
Yep, come from the four winds, O breath.
And breathe upon these slain that they may live.
That's right, and that's us. That's why I said that dead bodies shall lie in the streets, right? Because we didn't have life. We didn't have that breath. Right? We didn't have the name. We didn't have the spirit, but now we do.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 10, and it reads, So I prophesied, and he commanded me, and breathed, and came unto them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
Right, exceeding great army. Right? Every army has order to it. Right? Lord willing, we be part of the first fruits of that nation. Right, continue.
Ezekiel 37 and 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, all bones are dry, and the hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts.
Right, because in this captivity, this was the one when we didn't know anything about who we were. That knowledge was completely stripped of us. All right, that's another way you know that those people in the land of Israel today are not the true Israelites. They're not the true children of inheritance. Because they didn't come back alive. They didn't come back to this law, statutes, commandments. They just had some legislation after the World War, and they moved back into their land. All right, then they brought the lies and the other shit with them. Continue reading that.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 12. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Yahweh thy power, behold, O my people, and I will open your graves, and cause you to come up out of your graves, and bring you into the land of Israel. Verse 13, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you upon out of the graves. Verse 14, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land.
I shall place you in your own land. Now that's not talking about those people in the land of Israel right now. That's talking about what's going to happen after this place is burned up and the elect is delivered.
Ezekiel 37 and 14, and shall my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord. Ezekiel 37 and 15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick, and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel companions. Then they take another stick and write upon it for Joseph the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions. Ezekiel 37 and 17. Enjoy them one to another, and one stick they shall become one in their hand. Ezekiel 37 and 18. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, With thou hast shewed us of what that meaneth by these. Ezekiel 37 and 19.
Go back to verse 16.
Ezekiel 37 and verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take one stick and write upon this.
Take one stick, write upon it.
For Judah and the children of Israel and his companies that his companions take another stick and write upon it. For Joseph the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions.
That's right.
Ezekiel 37 and 17. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one.
This is that. This is the embodiment of that. Okay, the tribe sign. Right, with all the tribes on it. You can see Judah, Benjamin, Levi. You can see Ephraim, Manasseh, all of the tribes of Israel. All right, all of the Lord's chosen people.
And one in thy hand.
That's who really the Bible is for, man. The Lord's chosen people. The other nations are going to be taught eventually. Continue.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 18. And the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not shewest us what thou meanest by these? And Ezekiel 37 and 19. Say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Yahweh thy power, behold, I will take this stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel and his fellows, and will put them with them, even with the stick of Judah.
That's right, and we know the scriptures talk about basically there's going to be, the kingdoms are going to come together in the end. There's going to be one kingdom. We're all going to be one. And that's how it was meant from the beginning, man. Those divisions, they serve to the scriptures talk about divisions. All right, because you had times where Rehoboam was ruling over one portion, Jeroboam was ruling over another, and it was a separation. All right, now people were going off. Matter of fact, let's go to 2 Samuel. Go to 2 Samuel 2. You know, divisions is what destroys a house, man. Our people are coming together under one body, one banner, one name, one way. I go to 2 Samuel 2 and go to verse 7. After Saul died, let's see what the divisions that happened in.
This is the book of 2 Samuel chapter 2 verse 7. Therefore now let your hands be strengthened, and be ye valiant, for your master Saul is dead. And also the house of Judah have anointed me king over them.
And this is David speaking.
2 Samuel chapter 2 verse 8, and it reads, and but Abner of son of Ner, captain of Saul's host.
Right, so this is Saul's captain.
And as
took Ishbosheth.
Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and brought him over to Miniam. In verse 9, 2 Samuel chapter 2 verse 9, and they have made him over Gilead, and over
king over Gilead.
King over Gilead, and over the Asherites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and all over Israel.
Right. So they tried to make him. They said, "Well, look, he's the king. He's the son of Saul." Even though it was told by Samuel that David was going to be king. Right, after the things that he did. Continue.
And verse 10, and Israel, Saul, son Salaki, was 40 years old, and when he began to reign over Israel, and reigned 2 years, but the house of Judah followed David. 2 Samuel chapter 2 verse 11, and they that David was king over Hebron, over the house of Judah, was 7 years and 6 months.
Right, so David was, of course he was king over all Israel, but only Judah acknowledged he was king. The rest of Israel acknowledged Ishbosheth to be the king over the other tribes. Right, it was division. Continue.
2 Samuel chapter 2 verse 12, and Abner the son of Ner, and the servants of Elzabeth of son of Saul went out from Miniam to Gibeon, Salak. And 2 Samuel chapter 2 verse 13, and Lob the son of Zezrah and the servants of David went out and met together by the pools of Gelabon, and they sat down one to one side of the pool, and the other on the other side of the people.
Let me give verse 14. It says, and Abner said to Joab, let the young men now arise and play before us. And Joab said, let them arise. Then there arose and went over by number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth the son of Saul, and 12 of the servants of David. And they caught every one his fellow by the head, and thrust his sword in his fellow's side, so they fell down together. Wherefore this place was called Helkath Hazarum, which is in Gibeon. And there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David. All right, but the point being, man, it was bloodshed. It was civil war. All right, which that's again, that's kind of thing. If you go to Luke, it talks about a house that be divided. That kind of thing divides a house and stops it from coming together. All right, when you look at these people on the sign, there's divisions all through them. Mexicans don't like Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans don't like them. All right, so-called black people don't like Jamaicans. So-called Haitians don't like so-called Puerto Ricans. Dominicans don't like Haitians. Whoever. Divisions. And that's what's going on with the house of Esau. So-called white people. You have divisions in you. You got the President Biden talking about Trump and his people. Oh no, that's terrorism. And you got Trump. Well, no, we're not terrorists. We just rule accordingly or whatever. So it's divisions. All right, and we got the midterm elections coming up. All right, and then if we be in 2 years, they're gonna decide on the next president, which we probably don't have 2 years. All right, because Biden the thing that got him in the office in the first place was his agreement on the so-called RFID chip, like he told the judge. He said, can the chip be inserted into the skin? You will rule on that. All right, can a microchip be inserted into the skin? That's what Joe Biden said when he was a senator to a judge. And this was years ago, showing that they have long-term plans and they have long-term investments for who they put in the office.
You found that? This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 51. Suppose ye that I come to send peace on earth, and I tell you, yea, but rather division.
That's right.
In 52, Luke 12 and 52. For from henceforth they shall fight in one house divided against two, and two against three. In Luke 12 and 53, the father shall be divided against the son, and the son shall against the father.
Right. And all these divisions stem from what's about to happen. Like if you go to 2nd Ezra 15, it talks about it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to 2nd Ezra 15. Because the Lord is coming to bring divisions, man. There's gonna be divisions amongst His people. You have the elect, the remnant, and you have the rest of Israel. All right, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. So even with that, there's gonna be divisions. But that's what the Lord wants there to be. He wants there to be a remnant.
Like the Purge and stuff like that, the Purge movies that came out, gonna be a division, you know, neighbors against neighbors,
yep.
Kingdoms against kingdoms, you know, out there. Premeditated programming, you know, movies,
Yep.
videos.
Yep. This is Luke chapter 12, verse 51. It says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. We did. Well, I might as well get the other thing to see what the he read verse 50. Oh,
yeah, he was on verse 53.
Look at the other speak.
He can bring it out again, man. Bring it out again. Luke 12:51. All right, that's what it's about, divisions. You got Labor Day coming up, everybody's relaxed, about to go into the fall season. The summer's over, we can take the mask off, everything is okay. But guess what, it's not gonna be okay for long. All right, they got whatever the next plan is, they got it ready. Whatever the next stage of events is ready. Okay, the mask and the serpent's venom, that was just the first part of the plan, which they never explained what was in the stabbing jab. They never explained what was in there. They never explained why they were about to try to make it mandatory legally, and then they declared it unconstitutional. Which means you never had to wear the mask, you never had to get it in the first place. All right, but continue on that. Luke 12 and 31.
And this is
and they just ran into the White House too. That left out of the media real quick. Continue.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 51. And it reads through the Holy Scriptures, suppose ye that I come to send peace on earth.
Yeah, is the Lord coming for peace?
I tell you, yea. I mean, nay, Salaki. But rather division.
He said, read that again. He tells you what?
I tell you, nay.
Nay, no.
But rather division. And Luke 12 and 52, it says, for from henceforth there shall be fighting in one house divided.
5 in one house divided.
5 in one house divided. There against two, and two against three.
3 against 2 and 2 against 3.
It says Luke 12 and 53. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, and the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Luke 12 and 54. And he said, okay.
Satan against Satan.
11, chapter 11, verse 17. But he knowing their thoughts said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Right? You know, brother want to get that in the Daniels when he talks about the miry clay. Well, it was set up like that from the beginning, man. You know, it was a cursed seed from the beginning, as the scripture says. Meaning that it was already set up that there was going to be in-house fighting. It was going to be cursed because although the Lord has cursed our nation to be under the straits and in the situations that it's in right now, all right, Esau Edom was always going to be a cursed seed. He was never meant to continue. And to be against your own brother, against those that are confederate with you, that's a part of the curse. That means that the Lord put you in derision because you did something evil against him, man. Just likewise as us, man. You know what the brothers was reading, you know, we started having in-house fighting when our kingdom began to fall, right? Like, it's good. Slow motherfucker. Regular motherfucker, that's just hey, well, you know, that's also a part of that curse thing, man. Because guess what? You know, when you got somebody saying that, well, this is normal, you have another person saying that this isn't normal. Those are signs that this kingdom is falling. Everybody would be actually united as the acronym of this place that we live in is so called, which is not. All right, the laws are contrary, the people are contrary. It's a perverse spirit that's been mingled here because from the beginning it was meant to be destroyed. It was meant to destroy itself. All right, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, meaning that this people that's going off, they're going to cause others to go off, and they're going to go off the hill together. Those are the people that are meant to go off to that strait. It says it in Wisdom of Solomon that they that believe in such things are worthy to have such things put upon them, man. And if you believe in wickedness, well, the end result of following a wicked leadership is destruction. So you deserve that because you so loved it. You know, you may not have loved certain parts of what do I want to say? Not the liberty, but the austerity that they would give you. Like the shit that Jake would complain about would be the things that are righteous in the society. But then they'll complain that they're not getting the ability to do their wickedness. People love America because they can come here and they can be a harlot, which is a whore, you know, or a homosexual. All right, they can take the jab, they can eat pork, they can leave all the customs of the ancient ways, and still receive the benefits of a person that's good. They can still receive the benefits of being a good child, but they can be the worst toxic child that they can be in this society.
This is Daniel 2 and verse 40. Right? It says, "And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay." We know that those legs is talking about the Roman Empire. Okay, then those toes is talking about Esau's system today, right? Which some parts are weak and some parts are strong, some parts are iron, some parts are clay. It says, "And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken." And you got weak nations mixed in with strong nations. It says, "And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay." Now you have divisions. "And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, but it shall stand forever." All right, that's talking about our kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. So that's the kingdom that's going to stand forever. All right, their inward thought is their houses will go on forever, but their inward thought is wrong. Their houses will not go on forever. All right, At the end of this place, which go to Isaiah 30 and 33, this place is not going to stand forever. Even though you got big stone buildings, you got metal, you got concrete, you got everything laid out. All right, you got your system, you got your transportations, your truckers, your planes. You got all this money flowing in and out. This system is not going to last forever. All right, the Lord setteth up men, he bringeth up men, down men. He setteth up kingdoms, he bringeth down kingdoms.
You said Isaiah 30 and 33.
Yep, 30 and 33.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 33. For the trumpet is ordained of old.
Topheth.
Oh, for Topheth is ordained of old. Yea, for the king is prepared, for he hath made deep and large, the pile thereof is fire, and much wood. The breath of the Lord is like a scream of a brimstone, does it kindle it.
Right, and that word for Topheth, fa, place of fire. Right, which is, this is that place that's gonna burn. Matter of fact, go to Revelations, I think it's 11. It talks about the smoke for burning. Go to Revelation 18 and 17. There's only one kingdom that's prophesied to go on forever, and it's not this one, but it's a righteous kingdom. All right, and the Lord's people are going to be free, and they're going to rule over all the other nations.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 17. For one in one house, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster.
So great riches is going to come to naught. Continue.
And all the companies and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea.
Right, so all those people who trade by sea, all those boats that come in, which shipments are getting real low right now, they're gonna see it. Continue.
Stood afar off. Revelations 18 and 18. And they cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city?
Right. What place is like this, where we can do whatever we want? We can get all our merchandise off. We can come up with our own rules. All right. We can rule. You know, we can turn the we can use the strength of law. All right. That's what they do. They manipulate the court system. All right. They manipulate the money. They manipulate. They steal. They lie on everything here. The stocks. All right. Cryptocurrency. All that shit is manipulated. That's why it's all going to merge into the digital all, the Quran. Continue on that.
Like that Eddie Guerrero song.
I cheat, I steal. Right. Hey, that's the spirit of Esau. They're going to lie and cheat and steal until they can take it down. What does it say? The soul is not upright in them. Say that. The soul is not upright in them. The soul is not upright in them. Continue on that.
Revelations 18.
Yeah, you saw that shit, cuts and all kind of shit. That's some Edomite shit, man.
Oh, she had a whole bunch of cuts?
Yeah, she had like some cuts and she made cuts in her flesh.
Yeah, man, because hey, that's the ways of death, man. You know? Once again, like the brother said, the soul that is lifted up in them is not right in them, and it was a cursed seed from the beginning. And actually, that's the reason why the Lord just left this man to himself, because he's going to destroy himself. This man doesn't want to live. That's why if you're in love with this man, you don't want to live either. You want to follow the snares of death. It says that they all might be damned who have pleasure in unrighteousness, man. You know?
Even on a small scale, he saw when he lose everything, kill himself and kill his family.
In which, you know, you got Wisdom of Solomon, the first and the 12th verse, the first chapter, 12th verse, to tell you that that's not the way to be, man. You know, just because you're down. No, the Lord put you in that situation to make you rule those things you did, man. See, you can understand if you fucked up and you do something about it. No, it isn't. You don't wallow in what you did and then you go do worse because you can't feel your lust. The Lord put you in that situation of discipline so that you can be in a correct standing, man. So that you repent from your evil way. You know, but also likewise, if you're that truly evil, the Lord allow a demon to hop on you to destroy yourself and try to kill yourself, man. That's your, hey, and the Lord gives you up unto your own desires, man.
Like the prophets, they was, I think that's in Kings they kept lying and stuff. So if that lying spirit.
Yeah, the kings, And behold, the Lord has put the lying spirit in mouth of all our prophets. In which it tells you that the snares, the ways of sin, the wages of sin is death, man. All right? So if you continue in that thing in which the Lord told you that he delights not in, well, you're going to learn from it. Well, he created that as a way for you to die. The Lord said he sent Yahweh Shai as a way for us to live, to show us the right way. Now, if you want to continue to cloak yourself with that lie, by all means, you'll see the end result of that. It's not going to be something that you would want for yourself. It's not going to be very beneficial for you. You're going to say, damn, I should have listened. Hold on, what dude do on what was that movie, How High? What was it, Baby Powder? He said, I slapped my goddamn self.
Choice is yours.
No, because that's what it's going to come down to at the end of the day. You know, all these people that they have their benefits in the society, they have substance in the society. They're gonna hate that they did not listen. Because it didn't get them anywhere.
That's right. And this is 1 Kings 22 and 21. Hey, these spirits are active, man. Like the brother said, these spirits jump onto you. It said, and there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee.
That's what they decided, man. So Lord gave their ass over to that spirit, man. You know, like, when we get to the kingdom, then we can crack us out of here and try to dress like that. It says in Revelation 2, 26 and 27, man.
You're not gonna have those things going around, man. You know, I was talking to a guy at my job, you know, and he said, well, people wonder why the world's in the situation that it's in. It's because, look, you're giving people accountability, not the accountability, but you're giving them the ability to have unaccountability. Yep. You're not checking these things, man. The things that you check is the person that comes in the authority trying to check those things that are having people to go off, you know? Because these people are giving unto their lust, you're allowing them to go into their lust, but at the end of the result, they're not going to like that. And you're going to hear more about that. Oh, that's crazy how this happened. Yeah, that's crazy, but why do you gear them up with the mindset to just do this, you know? Instead of trying to correct something that you know that's pretty much not very much correct, you know? Like he even went on to say certain things about, all right, yeah, I'm all for it. Like, you know, if you could change the ideas of certain men, you know, to not look at women a certain way, that yeah, that's cool. But it doesn't mean that you should let this woman go around dressed like a fucking whore. Because at the end of the day, if you care about that person, somebody's gonna come along and bash that person upside the head, then you're gonna say, oh, why did this happen? You know, why is this world so crazy? Well, you know the world's crazy. You didn't give people the right defenses against those crazy things, man. You told them to go after those things in which they like, knowing that the end result is bitter.
Quench your thirst.
Yeah.
Quench your thirst. You only live once.
Yeah, you quench your thirst and you drinking that poison. Well, you gotta learn that poison kills you.
It's all the way, just do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
But you can't have just one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is the desire, because you get hooked on one, you just keep on going and keep on going. What does it say? The death and hell are never full, so the eyes of men are never satisfied, man. Which is your belly.
Those are spells too. They put on people. Lay your thirst, quench your thirst, just do it.
Relax, just do it.
If you want to get through it.
It's your thing. What you want to do.
Got it. This is John 15 and 22. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin.
Should somebody get that in Romans where Paul said, I had not known sin is saved by the law, meaning that was the light, you know, in which the law is a light, showing you the pathway. Basically, it was a setup before Yahushua came, man. And he was a replacement of that, all right? Because he walks in every last feature and detail of what is called the Word, man. He is the Word, all right? You know, and what did he do? He shone light on things that you were not supposed to be doing, as well as a light on things that you're supposed to be doing. Now, this is light. You walk in the presence of light, which is spiritual, because I've got lights on right now, and it's in the afternoon. It's not even late, you know. But this is the light, man. All right. But this is the darkness. How great is this darkness, man? This is darkness walking in the daytime, you know. That's right, man. Because how great is his darkness, man? He's going. The Lord has set up a curse of discipline and judgments for an evil servant, man.
And then the devil got a shirt, back in shirt that says, elevate no limits. Right? Because that's how they live, man. They live without no order or anything.
And hold on, let me get it. It says the Lord sent these scourges out for amendment, for correction, so that everybody would know that these are things that you're not supposed to be doing.
You got that smirking yourself. I got that 77.
One second, I just read.
He saw some things there, but once you keep going,
This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, to show you what you should not be doing. Because that's one of the reasons why Esau and Edom is going to go into slavery aside from what he did unto us, but he's going to be going into slavery because of his wickedness. Why did we go into slavery? Because of our wickedness, man. You know? Because nobody wants to go into slavery. So if something's happening that you don't want to happen, it's happening because when you had the liberty and the freedom to do something, you must have fucked up. The reason why you lost every last freedom that you had.
Psalms 36, Psalms 36 and 1. The transgression of the wicked said within my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. It's evidence in this. All right, it said, for he flattered himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He left off to be wise and to do good. That's why everything all fucked up right now. Yep. All right, here goes what he devised bishop upon his bed. All right, he can't go to sleep without some type of evil plan or something. All right, it said he set himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. He do not find evil repulsive, man. He just allows it to happen. He encourages that shit, man.
There's no fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shai in him.
In him, man. Yep.
Yes, real quick, just to get back on topic. This is if you still got what you got. This is Proverbs 15 and 10. It says,
I still got that.
This is Proverbs 15 and 10. It says, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. So that's one of the reasons why this man tells you to go against every last way that's in this Bible, because there's no fear of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem outside within him. You know, and he's teaching you to be that way. All right? Because it really starts with that. You won't hold honor to these ways unless you actually believe. You know, if you don't have faith, at the end of the day, this whole philosophy and the way that you're supposed to be, all right, even reading this book is gonna be vain unto you. It's gonna be as if it doesn't matter, man.
What is on the right hand side where your house, I say, he says, strive to be like your house in heaven. And also be like him. And what is it? Paul said, imitate him.
Yeah.
All right. Now this on the right hand, but on the left hand side, Esau wants you to be like a fucking demon, man. All right, the base of men like him, man. That's why especially like during the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, man. All right, because what year was that? I just read an article where Jacob forbid to do their ways, man. They'll get killed. All right, and I read one of our ancestors, when they say a rabbi, he had like 300 javelins in his back. So you devils gonna pay for a lot of stuff you did to our ancestors, man. He had 300 javelins in his back, but he obeyed the laws and commandments. All right, now people are allowed to come to the city, man. One of the Roman cities or something, man. All right, and you can be like the devil, gonna fall just like them.
Lord, you're fucking up. Yeah. They want the Lord fuck your ass up. Right there. chapter 25, verse 10, it says, "Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord." So that's at the end of the day, man, you know, these ways are taken from that person that does not fear. Because it says the fear of the Lord surpasses all wisdom, man. You know, that's love. All right? That's knowledge. It doesn't matter how much you know. If you don't fear the Most High, the Lord can take whatever little knowledge that you have, man. Because he sees that fear is greater above all knowledge. But this is verse 11. It says, "But the love of the Lord passes all things for illumination." So walking in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, what is that? That's the law. You know, that's the way that you're supposed to be. That is the wisdom. You know, you're walking in the way that leads unto light, man. And you see the ways of darkness, and you say, "What? Oh, no, I'm not gonna do that." And you had brothers that came into the truth. You know, before they knew that something was going on, their spirit naturally said it, and they had that disdain against something, man, as if it was abomination, because through the spirit it was. They was like, "Oh, I ain't doing that shit. Nah, there's something not right about that." You know, but that was the spirit of the Lord that dwells within us, man. And now we read these things, and it helps expand that spirit, so we know how we're really supposed to be, man. So we follow that light, all right? Because this word is the light that shows you the path, man. The path unto life and away from death.
This is Romans 7:7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? The Most High forbid. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law. For I had not known lust, except the law had said, "Thou shalt not covet."
Right, so what is that telling you? It's telling you that our ways are just going off, even if you try. You know, because it's one thing you don't know, because that's what Paul was saying. You know, before I knew, you know, hey, damn, I was looking like, I'm thinking I'm a decent guy. But according to this, I look at all this shit. This is everything that's against me. So let me try to do better. Let me try to apply this to my life. Read the rest of it.
But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, brought in me all manner of concupiscence.
All types of desires, man. You know? But which is such as natural. Go ahead.
For without the law, sin was dead. For I was alive without the law once.
And it says sin was dead, meaning it wasn't known. You know? So, hey, once upon a time, people had cloak for their sins. Now we're telling you because the Lord cares, man. He's telling you why all this is happening. Go ahead.
For I was alive without the law once. But when the commandment came...
He was alive in sin, man. Go ahead.
Sin revived and I died.
Yep. Because it revealed that you were walking in the ways of the snares of death, man. All right? You know, likewise as us before the truth, we'll say that, you know, hey, in the world it didn't seem like there was a problem. Why? Because you were going along with the world. You didn't have any enemies of the world. Then you came out of the world, and you really just seen the same shit that you were seeing, but you had a clear lens to see it. Go ahead.
For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived and I died. And the commandment which was ordained to life, I found to be unto death.
Yep.
For sin...
Because we don't walk in the ways of life. Such is natural, but your desire shouldn't be to walk that way if you want to truly live.
For sin, taking occasion by the commandment, deceived me, and by it slew me. Wherefore, the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. Okay. Verse 16. All right. I'll start at 14. For we know the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin.
Yep. Because we've been made subject unto vanity to prove ourselves unto the Most High. That's the reason why the Lord has us in this flesh of imperfection. Well, why doesn't the Lord just make everybody perfect? For one, why would that be just? The Lord wants you to at least try to earn it, man. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is about to make a perfect creation. It's the reason why he did it this way. Our Father is a manly power. You know, he believes in hard work. Even he himself had to subject himself to the mindset of patience and waiting. With great labor have I made it perfect. His elect. All this is happening for the elect's sake. So nobody can say, well, when we get to the kingdom, well, they've always been perfect. They never went through shit. Bullshit. The Lord's only begotten Son went through something, man. So that's why all this is happening, man. And for also judgment. Because, hey, the Lord would be, everybody would say the Lord is unjust if he didn't give everybody a fair shake. You not knowing you scoffed the entire time of the second chance that you had, in which the Lord is giving multiple chances.
Verse 15, for that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I.
Exactly. Naturally, it's prone within people to go the hell off, man. That's the reason why the Lord assigned a book down here for us. Mainly, well, only for our nation, but mainly for the elect of our nation. At this present time.
16, if then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that is good. Now then, it is no more I that do it,
Exactly.
but sin that dwelleth in me.
So that's a fighting man. That's a man that's trying to fight against his natural way, against his desire. And some of those desires may not be going off, but within balance, they can knock you off. And when you're stumbling, your force gets weaker and weaker. Sooner or later, you're gonna fall. So that's a wise man. It says that an eloquent man is starting to get that. An eloquent man is known far and wide, but a wise man knoweth when he slippeth. It might be like Sirach 27.
Get some right quick. Ezekiel 18 and 24. But when the righteous turn away from his righteous and commit iniquity, and doth conform to all abominations that wicked man does it, shall he live?
Exactly. If you give in to your own desires, you yourself, what have you won from them? Aside from a personal satisfaction, man.
It only lasts a second.
It only lasts a second, you know?
Yeah.
After that, you're going to feel like shit.
Yeah. All his righteousness that he had done should not be mentioned. In his trespass that he had trespassed, in the sin that he had sinned, in them he shall die.
That's right.
Verse 25, yet ye say, this is what you two-thirds say, yet ye say, the way of Yahweh is not equal. Hear now, Israel, is not my way equal? Are not your ways unequal? All right, so there you go, man. All right, so you can't say that Yahweh is not fair, man. All right, well, he's a merciless God, and this and that. All right, he's a murdering God. That's what you need to say, man. All right, especially when you read Esther chapter 1, but you forget that the Egyptians threw out children in a river. What's in a river? Crocodiles and hippopotamus, man. All right, mainly crocodiles that eat our children, man. So the Lord killed the first ones in Egypt, man. It doesn't equal, man. All right, so it's equal that Yahweh got you in the ghettos and the barrios and the reservation are all the same thing, man. The reds and the ghetto, the same fucking thing. Now, I can tell you, guys talking about you grew up on the reds. Yes, we did, man. All right, the ghettos are fucking reds, man. All right, we're outcasted from the main people that run this society short, man.
Well, you try to get rid of the guys and stuff like that, because the guys, they can't receive the male boys and stuff like that.
Right.
They don't care about the girls. They care about the guys, you know.
You're right.
You watch Good Times and stuff like that, they got rid of the father out the house.
Yep.
You know, that male leadership.
Yep.
Yeah, because when you're only starting to produce females and not males, you know, well, that's the end of your nation. You're really just making multiple women for the next nation that's about to conquer you.
Yep, that's right. Because I remember the 90s, they pushing out that the Judite, you know, I'm a Gadite, but they pushing out that the Judite men, so-called young black male, ain't shit. They pushing their energy out. They pushing it out. Talking shit about him, downing him,
Because in all ways, they was trying to exterminate Jake. Huh?
Yeah, they try to exterminate Jake. They had like, they pushing a nigga on to go with the so-called white man, saying, oh, his prophet is going to be there, this and that. But guess what? Around like 95, something like that, this shit, that's still, because guess what? Because the Most High told you in Hosea chapter 1, verse 10, that Israel should be like the sand of sea. So what the Most High said, that's going to come true. Where Most High coming out Most High mouth going to come true, man. You're not going to cut off the children of Israel, man. It said Jeremiah 31, verse 31, Most High said, along the star, the moon, the stars, the warnings of the skies, man, Israel should not be cut off. All right?
They did that heavy in the music industry. They pushed for music, TLC, I Don't Want No Scrubs,
Right.
and all these other songs.
Hey, right there. I heard somebody else with this. It's escape.
Yeah, they TLC said they didn't want to write that. And they, you know, I guess they was in a financial situation. They had to write it, perform that song.
Beyonce independent.
Right.
Meanwhile, this bitch got the fucking thing.
She got a husband.
I don't cook, I don't clean.
Meanwhile, she's cooking and clean. They all just big hypocrites, man. Yeah. Even the nigga Jeezy was telling niggas to trap or die. Meanwhile, he's sending his kids to college.
See that?
It's because they promoting the wickedness that they profit off of. You know, they're basically doing what they're doing, and it's still wicked because it's just like when Antiochus tried to get Eleazar to pretend like he ate the pork. He said no, because it would cause others to go off.
Yeah, another is Ja Rule. Is murder. And his son was just like him. Just graduated from college and shit.
And he like more by version. But hey, nah, it's just like people say that they don't believe in which. Hey, you gave for pay, you get. But they don't believe the little Nas X is a mo. That guy's 100% homosexual, even if he ain't laid down the neck, which I believe he has, because you have to. But even if he was just like that, you're promoting it, man. So the Lord's gonna kill his ass just for that.
So what?
See yourself from the side.
These surpass.
Yeah, these are surpass that of the wicked, man. You know, why would you want to cause your people to go off so she could be in a temporary situation? That's why it's beautiful when the Lord makes you guys hit rock bottom and you fucking overdose on drugs, man.
But some philosophy, so-called white man, that wine. Like, you jumped in there.
Well, I'm Israelite.
I'm still holding. You get it?
What is that?
Get my fresh water.
Most High is not mocked, but that whatsoever a man soweth, that shall be reaped.
I got Revelation 17 and 1. It says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had 7 vials and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
That's America, right? Many waters represents the people. You got different nationalities in America. All right, people go, oh, why is there people? Yeah, you look at a baseball game. Games get people do like the wave and stuff. All right, well, waters can also be men.
Whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
Right, all the governments and rulers of this earth committed fornication with America, man. All right, that's how you know America is Babylon, man. And another thing, they also cut that America is original Israel, because it says in Deuteronomy 28 that the rain should turn to dust powder, and there should be no crops. And America is very prosperous in crops and green things. Our land over there, homeland is cursed over there. That's why those cars got inbred plants and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be the fertile present.
Right, and it's not going to be prosperous, you know. All right, go ahead.
And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Right, they'll adopt her ways, man. All right, this is the new Roman Empire, man. Just like everybody adopted Greek ways, Roman ways, same thing. Everybody wants to be like America. Basically, that's why you see in our Iraq, half the girls stand on the pole, like, you know what I'm saying? One girl stand on the pole, jerking her booty and stuff. And then the other song, Remember I Have to, for real song. They got skinny jeans on and shit like that.
Iraq?
Yeah, it was Iraq, Iran. She stand on the pole, jerking on the pole, and shaking her ass.
This last year.
Oh, that was like years ago.
I was about to say,
like
'cause they definitely.
yeah.
Hey, and those.
No, it's okay.
Those Israelites, they got sick and tired of that shit, man.
Yep.
That's why, what was it, the Afghans that came back and took control of their land, man, and pushed the Americans out?
Also in Iran, that's that song Happy and tight ass jeans and stuff. They got arrested. I'm talking about since I said that, they got fucking arrested, man. That's fuck. I was like, boy, you crazy. I said, no. I said, shit out of order. They wear tight jeans and all that shit.
Right. Whoredom has destroyed destroyed the so-called black family, man.
Right.
All right. That's one of the reasons why you have fatherless homes, man.
Yeah.
Because this adultery spirit is pushed so fucking heavily, man.
Right. Even though it's a pagan day, it's not for us. But the reason why Esau lied, because they kind of got disciplined in it. Esau don't like this.
Well, it's a ripoff of the scriptures because they get all that from the Torah.
Get it from us. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
All right. It said, it goes into
down. But you know what? Let that be a curse stone, because and we just put the sand right here. He read it. He knew we was. The brother explained to him. So you ran around the corner. Saul said, "I'm African American." So he did raise up his fist, man. That's why you niggas gonna die, man. And brother, what you just talked about that, man. Jake just rejected truth and they fucked up, and then the Most High jacked their ass up. They think the Most High, they cry, "Oh, God not fair. He's a murdering God."
Well, what kind of father doesn't discipline his children, man?
Right.
You know, he does it to show you, even if the Lord isn't truly with you to deliver you as one of the elect, the Lord does that so that the rest of the world sees that it's going on, man. You know? Right now, you people are all in that Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 mindset, man. Because sentence against the evil work isn't executed speedily. So this guy can walk down in his dress. So since he put that motherfucker on, he hasn't gotten jacked up, so he thinks things are okay. But guess what? Sooner or later, the Lord is coming with that judgment.
And that guy around the corner, he think he gonna go home. Well, he bugged out his man. I read the spirit when he came up with it. He bugged the fuck out. He think the Lord gonna get his ass, man.
real quick, in Zechariah 7 and 11. They refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts has sent in his spirit by the former prophets.
Right, man. Jake love our people. They love oppression. They compliment. Jake, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, they compliment being. I'll put it like this. They compliment being slaves, man. They don't want America to live, man. They niggas, man. They just want to exist, man. They just stains, man. All right, so hey, Yahweh's merciful, man. So guess what? He's gonna unalive him, man, with the thermonuclear destruction. And also before that, Jacob Trouble, though, UN soldiers, female officers, man, in the military, police, man. They're gonna mow you Jakes down, man. All right, you Jakes, you just don't know what's around the corner from you, man. All right, because Biden just signed that thing, the Biden bucks and stuff. All right, so EBT cards, link cards, all this shit get rejected all over America. All right, so they piss you Jakes off, and also you pissing your heathens off, man. So don't try to rebel, so they have supposed to mow your ass down and implement that martial law. But guess what? They playing in the hands of your outright culture.
It's Isaiah 1:20. But if you refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword.
Right.
For the mouth of the Lord has spoken it.
That's why you get shot down the street by the cops. All right, your son rebelling against you. All right, that's why your family split apart. Family game thing. Your family, 10 generations. Your family constantly go to prison and shit. Your daughter's a damn lesbian. Your son is a mole.
Which are all curses because that destroys your race.
And your wife is a whore. Oh baby, I'm sorry. That was a long time ago. I ain't doing no more, and she still let that guy through the window while you go to work.
Which are always death.
Yeah.
Because hey, Biggie wicked ass. What did he say? That he had the gun. Basically, he said that he had the gun in case who was that knocking or something like that. In case the dude come to his house, while he's there, he had the gun for him while he's popping this man's wife, man. Which shows you, and that result, that either way you look at it, it ends in death. Whether it's for the man that's committing adultery, or for even the guy that just wanted to go to work and provide for his family.
Yep, it says, how has the faithful city become a harlot? It is full of judgment. Righteousness lies in it, but now murder. thy silver.
Hey, this is how has this noble and righteous vine become a degenerate plant, man? You know? Well, why did the Lord keep the heathen around about us, man, to see what we truly love? What do we truly love? Are we going to serve him, or are we going to serve the idols that the heathen serve, man? You know? And then Jake didn't believe that they was going to get jacked up. Yeah. And they went about serving idols in the ways of man, and they got jacked up.
Yep. Thy silvers become dross, thy wine mixed with water, thy princes are rebellious, and companions of thieves. Everyone loveth gifts and followeth after rewards. They judge not the fatherless, neither does the cause of the widow come unto them. Therefore saith the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies. And I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thy kin. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning, proving reincarnation. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city.
Because that scripture with the two women on there.
Talking about with the two women.
Yeah, that's that scripture. Everybody keep thinking they two female ain't they really represent the, yeah, they really represent the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom. You don't got to get that. I'll just ask. Go ahead, continue. That's all good. Go ahead, continue read that.
Verse 27. Yeah. It says, Zion shall be redeemed with rightful judgment and her
bought back. It don't say Edom should be redeemed. It don't say Moab should be redeemed. It don't say Ishmael should be redeemed. Right? Hey man, the scriptures tell you who's gonna be saved all throughout in the Old Testament, New Testament. The scripture clearly tells you that these people, the Israelites, gonna be saved, man. If the Most High wanted the next we say, he'd have been said in the Old Testament. He'd have said Zion and the heathen should be saved. He was said it, man. But he said Israel, Zion, all other titles for our nation, man. Alright? This truth is for only us, man. During this time around, the second round, we're gonna have the truth in us, and then we're gonna teach other nations, man. Because they gotta live by Yahweh.
I see Zechariah 5 and 9. Then lifted I up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came out two women, and the wind was in their wings, and they had wings like the wings of a stork.
You don't gotta get that. Right, but just let people know that they represent the North and the South. It's not two female angels, man. It's the same female angels.
This is back in verse 27. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converse with righteousness, and the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake the Lord shall be consumed. For they shall be ashamed of the oaks which ye have desired, and ye shall be confounded for the gardens that ye have chosen. For ye shall be as an oak whose leaf fadeth, and as the garden that hath no water. And the strong shall be as a toad, and the maker of it as a spark, and they shall both burn together, and none shall quench them.
People you fuck, man, you people that chosen for you, chosen Esau, you got the in search, and then you gonna turn around, you get the digital right screen, man. Right, you basically see, man, you fuck, man. Alright? You chose, you on a losing team, man. This whole thing is set up for Yahweh, how shall live, to win, man. It's just set up that way, man. You people just stupid, man. That's how I think about everything. I said, man, this thing is righteous, it's rigged, man. It's rigged to win. Why? Like, why would you want to be on a losing team, man? Alright? People scary, man. You scared of Esau more. You fear Esau than you fear Yahweh.
Yep. But, hey, it looks like he's winning right now. But if you were smart, he was. But now you can see as he's falling, he's not. It shows you that this man is not the man to follow, and there's not going to be another nation that's going to come into power to replace him. Because they're all bent on his same currencies, man. You know, which is one of the reasons why they're gonna fight. But at the end of the day, when they fight, they're gonna bomb each other back to the Stone Ages, man.
Yeah. And they literally gonna be in the stuff, man.
So it really ain't gonna be like, even if they want to say that, oh, what we're saying is BS. Well, that nuclear war is not.
They had that picture of, it said the last self or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like a skeleton taking a picture.
Let me get this right here. Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 23. Let's start with 22. It says, Son of man, what is the proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision felt? And, oh man, they been sitting there for the last 1,000 years, man. And blah, 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 man. Tell them, therefore, thus said Yahweh, I will make this proverb cease. The nation will use this proverb in Israel, but say until the days are at hand, and affect every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision, no flattering divination within the house of Israel. Alright? So, you know, just like the elder Malcolm said, man, hey, we probably said conspiracy theorists, which y'all call conspiracy theorists, man. Alright, we've been on point. And we win it, man. Everything we say is coming true, man. Alright? So the only reason you'll say all this can happen because you willfully turn your head away. You chose to ignore it, man. Alright? Just because you ignore something don't mean it's not going to go away, man.
That's right.
Alright? If you see a raving dog growling with your teeth and shit, you can sit up there and say, well, he ain't going to, I'm just going to walk by the dog. No, the dog going to tear your ass up. Bite that ass.
It's Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it.
Right.
Because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
He said, wait for it. Oh, why y'all waiting on the Most High? We all waiting on the God. What y'all waiting? Somebody say what your black ass ain't saying. You know, what is you doing right now? The black woman's got
That's the God of death.
She can't save herself from the vicious cycle, man.
Exactly.
All you did, you talk this shit black, and you probably made some gym shoes and shit with the African, African kente cloth, so you might have the red, green, and black on this shit, this and that. They made money off videos, talking about the Egypt bullshit, man. Alright, which we study all, when we can, we study all cultures though. But our main focus is the culture and the lifestyle of the Israelites.
Yeah.
Alright?
It's a truth bias.
Right.
Because, hey, at the end of the day, we're identifying that this is the truth. Which it is. You know, so when we go into everything else, we have that mindset to understand that at the end of the day, this is still full of shit. You know? And if you go deep enough, it's going to show you this full of shit, and it's going to be something that's going to reflect on you bringing out the word. It's going to tie back in hand with the word. And why this is what excels above all others, because it's added to the truth and it's not a lie. It's not just what we perceive to be the truth. It's not our truth. It is the truth.
Right. Because you niggas, you was serious about Africa, you would have moved over there, man. You could become a citizen of Ghana if you want to, man. You can become a citizen of, matter of fact, there's a lot of jobs in Ethiopia. They want you to come over there. But you niggas, you ain't gonna go over there, man. Why? Because you comfortable being a slave in fucking America. Alright? Yeah, you niggas, you ain't go ahead, you go down Brazil. You niggas, you ain't gonna go nowhere. Man, you love America, man. There's so many places in the world you can go, but Jake loves America. Jake don't want to leave America. Oh, that's something we bled, sweat and blood and this and this. Oh, yeah. Somebody get Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 4. That don't mean shit to Esau.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 1.
Right.
And it reads,
Right.
Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness
Right.
before the face of such as have afflicted him,
We doing what we doing right now. Right, go ahead.
and made no account of his labors.
Right, it made no count of slavers, man. They don't give a shit. You sweat and blood, man. You supposed to pour sweat and blood. Hell, you say slaves. That's how they look at you, man. You ain't getting no fucking reparation check, man. How the fuck you get a reparation check told you so-called Negroes Latino Native Americans? They ain't gonna talk to Judah. How the fuck you get a reparation check and shit? American economy's going down. And they ain't real money, no goddamn way. Real money is silver and gold and other resources, man. The economy's gonna crash, man. And if it do happen to come out your reparations, you gotta take that digital rights grain, man. Everything gonna be on electronic currency, man. Your money gonna be good once they shut that down. That's over, man.
How much money you got saved?
Yeah, how much money you got saved? It don't mean shit. Wipe your ass with it. All right. Use that as a nut rag. Okay. All right. All right. So, right, man. So it don't matter because guess what? They give you reparations, and you take that digital rights grain. The most I'm gonna take your ass, man. So when we get our reparations, we get in the kingdom, and we put Esau ass to work, man. That's when we'll get our reparations. Somebody get to Isaiah 14.
Isaiah 14:1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them."
Talk about the elect of Israel, the strangers. There's also the other Israelites. Also include us, because we was estranged. We were estranged for the Commonwealth of Israel. We was in the world. Man.
That's the first verse we brought out today.
All right. Yep. Go ahead.
Yep. "And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob,
Bring to the truth, man. Go ahead.
and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were."
Who captives we were? Who possessed us? Everybody, man. Somebody get that Zechariah, I think it's Zechariah 5:11, possesses something.
Just slay them and hold them 5:11.
Yeah, they hold them not, yeah. No, it's Zechariah.
5:11.
I think that's it, 5:11. 5:11. So possesses holding Zechariah 11:5. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I can think about 11, man. Go ahead, man.
Zechariah 11:5, "Whose possessors slay them." Verse 4, "Thus saith the Lord, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty."
So who possesses right now and don't hold themselves not guilty? Esau, man. They kill us, they've been murder us for years, slaughter for years, man. They don't hold themselves guilty. It's like they'll go home and eat an apple pie with ice cream on it, man. Right, yeah. They don't care, man. All right, go ahead.
"And they that sell them say, Blessed be the